Hello and welcome to Crazy Hank TV Survivor Chat. I'm your host, Mike Has a Little Flame. Yes, we had the finale episode of season 37, and I'm going to say it was a great season. Not going to do the long recap today. It's going to be a short little show. Just going to highlight some of the things I thought were important and just go from there. I did want to say I thought it was funny. Angelina finds the clue to the immunity idol and immediately drops it in a pile of rice. I'm just kidding. It's that whole rice joke. I figured I had to throw it in. You can laugh if you want. If you don't, then that's okay. But we have six contestants left. Unfortunately, the first one to go out is Davey. Davey lost, and Nick was completely blindsided by it, and he's just losing it at camp. He comes back, and I understand. He knows he made a mistake. You can't lose your temper like that. But he was blindsided. He had probably a little fear that he would be next. Luckily, he won the next 3 challenges. So hats off to Nick, or he probably would have been voted out. Next up, we have Allison going home, and then it's a weird. I don't know if Angelina was plotting or calculating that she wasn't going to win or something, and it said, you know what, I'm going to set myself up to be a villain later on, and I think someone even mentioned that on the show. I don't get why you'd make a fake idol for someone who's definitely going. What was the point of trying to embarrass her? Again, I wasn't there. I don't know. But to me, I thought it was wrong. You can just tell me. You can tell me I'm wrong in the comments below and say, "Hey, Angelina did what she had to do." Yeah, I didn't get it. But anyway, so Allison goes home, and then Nick wins the next challenge, which means he gets to pick someone to go with him, and he takes Angelina. And he's very honest. He says, "Angelina, you can't beat me, so I'm taking you." And then it's a fire challenge between Mike and Kara. I really thought Kara was going to win this because she's great at all the challenges. But she couldn't get her fire started, and Mike's fire just boom, and then Mike gets final 3. So we have Nick, Angelina, and Mike in the finals. And I got to say, when it came down to the questioning, I think this is the 3 best at one time, 3 of the best contestants together at answering the questions. Smart, intelligent, no hesitation. They all were making a case. I was like, well, man, you know what? They were swaying me back and forth, even though of the 3, I wanted Nick to win. And I'll just say this. I was on Twitter, watching the Twitter world go, and people are so, Mike shouldn't win. Mike shouldn't win. Mike has money. He has fame, and he's a writer and an actor, and he shouldn't win. Well, if that's the case, we shouldn't have people like that on the show. You can disagree with me. Again, put it in the comment section. But I feel I'm going to vote for who's ever in the game. I'm voting for the best person I think that should win the game. And to be honest with you, I would have picked Nick. Of the 3, I would have picked Nick. Even though they all 3 made a case for me. Going, you know what? Angelina's making a case. Mike's making a case. Nick's making a case. They were just. It was great questions. And again, they answered them all great. We go to the finale party, and it's starting later and later each time, which I think is for the best because it really hasn't worked for me the last few years. But I thought this was a good one. We were missing Alec, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but there was another guy, another contestant. I didn't see him there, so there were 2 people not there. Alec got in trouble for posting something on Instagram, I believe, before the start of the season. But we'll move on from there. But Nick gets 7 votes. Mike got 3, and Angelina got 0. And I think Nick did deserve to win. I think he did overcome a lot. And we forget when I saw Pat there, and I forget if Pat doesn't get hurt, Nick probably goes home. Nick would have been the first one out. Remember, he was not popular at the beginning. He was seen as lazy. They didn't want him around, but he hung in there. His Mason-Dixon connection and the rock and roll and all the different alliances he had, and he was very good at making people at the social game. He was excellent, but he was also great in the challenges. So he was just the complete player. So hats off to Nick for winning. Hats off to the final 3. They all did a great job getting there. Mike, I didn't think Mike was going to make it that far, and I didn't think Angelina was going to make it that far. And they both, I don't think any of them were a goat. They weren't just brought there. I mean, I know Nick said he brought Angelina in there, but she did make some moves and some. She earned her way into the final 3. It wasn't one of those people that get carried in there. But I enjoyed the season. I thought it was a great season. I haven't really thought about where it's ranked, but it was definitely up there at 6, 7, 8, maybe higher, maybe lower. But I enjoyed it. The next season, it looks like they're going to bring some people back, like Joe and Aubrey, that have been on the show before. Joe, I don't see how Joe can win. I don't. But we'll see what happens. I'm that type of person. I'm going to go in there with an open mind, but I always like, if they're going to bring people back, bring all the contestants or former players. I don't really like the 4 players or 2 players coming back. But we'll see what happens. Again, this season was fantastic. It just was an amazing season. I'm glad I stuck with it. I know a lot of people dropped off and didn't watch it, but this season was a great season, and I can't wait for next season. I think it comes back in March, late March sometime. But I will be back. Crazy Hank will be back doing Survivor because I enjoyed doing this, and I know maybe some of you guys enjoyed watching it. But we'll be back next season. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. I'm out.